Hello and welcome back.
Thank you so much for choosing us today. We are really happy you are here.
Don't forget, in the description below, you will find a glossary with all the important words from this episode.
Now, let's get started.
Sophie, today we are talking about something very interesting.
Yes, today we are talking about arriving in a new city for the first time.
Have you ever moved to a new city, Sophie?
Yes, I have. A few years ago, I moved to a big city for university. It was very exciting, but also a little scary.
Scary? Why was it scary?
Because everything was new. The streets were new, the people were new. I did not know anyone.
I understand. I felt the same when I moved to my first city. Everything was different.
Exactly. But after a few days, it starts to feel better. You start to learn the streets. You start to find your favorite places.
That is a great point. So today, we want to help you with some vocabulary for this situation, words you can use when you arrive in a new city.
Yes, and we are going to use a little story to help you remember the words.
Perfect. Let's go. Okay, so our story today is about a young woman. Her name is Emma. Emma is 22 years old.
Where is Emma from?
Emma is from a small, quiet town. Not many people live there. It is very calm.
And where is she going?
She is going to Greenfield. Greenfield is a big city. It is busy and noisy, very different from her small town.
Oh, that is a big change.
Yes, it is. Emma arrives at the train station. The station is very large. There are many people.
I remember that feeling. When I arrived at my first big station, I did not know where to go.
Exactly. Emma feels the same. She has a big suitcase and a backpack. She looks around. She feels nervous.
What does nervous mean?
Good question. Nervous means you feel a little worried or afraid, like before a big exam or a job interview.
Ah, yes. I always feel nervous before exams.
Me too. But Emma takes a deep breath. She looks at the signs in the station. She finds the exit, and she walks outside.
Good for her. What does she see?
She sees tall buildings. She sees many cars and buses. She sees people walking very fast.
In big cities, people always walk so fast.
Yes, they do. Emma thinks, wow, this is very different from home. But then she smiles and says to herself, okay, I can do this.
I love that. I can do this. That is a very useful expression.
It is. I can do this means you believe in yourself. You think, I have the strength to do this.
Okay, so Emma is outside the station. What does she do next?
She needs to find her hotel. She looks at her phone. The hotel is called the Blue Door Hotel.
That is a lovely name for a hotel.
It is. The hotel is not very far, maybe 15 minutes by foot, so Emma decides to walk.
Good idea. Walking is the best way to see a new city.
She walks along the street. She turns left, then right. She passes a park. In the park, there are children playing and dogs walking with their owners.
I love parks. They are always so calm in the middle of a busy city.
Exactly. Emma thinks the same. She also passes a bakery.
Oh, a bakery. What can you buy in a bakery?
In a bakery, you can buy bread, cakes, and cookies. The smell from a bakery is always amazing.
Now I am hungry.
Me too. But Emma is not stopping. She is looking for her hotel. And after 10 minutes, she sees it.
She found it?
Yes. She sees a small blue door and a sign that says, The Blue Door Hotel. Welcome.
That must be a great feeling. When you find your hotel after a long journey, you feel so relieved.
Absolutely. Relieved is another great word. It means you feel happy because something difficult is finished.
Like when you finish an exam.
Exactly. Emma goes inside. She speaks to the man at the reception desk. She says, I have a reservation. My name is Emma Walsh. And the man gives her the key to room number 7.
Room number 7. That is a lucky number.
Maybe. Emma goes to her room. It is small but clean. She opens the window and looks outside. She can see the street, the people, and a coffee shop.
So Emma is in her hotel room. What does she do? Does she stay inside?
No, Emma is curious. She wants to explore the neighborhood.
Explore. That is a good word. It means to walk around a new place and discover it.
Perfect definition. Emma goes back downstairs. She crosses the street and goes to the coffee shop. It is called Morning Light.
What is it like inside?
It is very cozy. There are small tables and comfortable chairs. There are plants near the windows and books on the shelves.
That sounds like my perfect coffee shop.
Ha! Emma thinks the same. She orders a coffee and a sandwich. The man behind the counter is very friendly. His name is Leo.
And does Emma talk to Leo?
Yes. Leo asks, "Is this your first time in Greenfield?" Emma is surprised. She asks, "How do you know?" And Leo laughs and says, "Because you are looking at everything with big eyes."
Haha, that is so true. When you are in a new place, you look at everything.
It is called seeing things with fresh eyes. Everything is new, so you notice things that other people do not see anymore.
I love that expression, fresh eyes. It is beautiful.
After her coffee, Emma walks to a small market near the hotel. She buys some apples and a bunch of yellow flowers for her room.
That is such a nice detail. Flowers make any room feel like home.
Exactly. And that evening, Emma sits on her bed and writes in her notebook. She writes, "Day 1 in Greenfield. I arrived. I explored. I found my favorite coffee shop. I am tired, but I am happy. This is the beginning of something new."
Oh, I love that. The beginning of something new. That is how every big change feels.
Jake, do you remember your first day in a new city?
Yes, I do. I was very excited, but also very lost. I took the wrong bus 3 times.
3 times. Haha, that is very funny.
It is funny now, but at the time I was not laughing. But you know what? Getting lost is not always bad.
Why do you say that?
Because when you get lost, you find things you were not looking for. You discover little streets. You find hidden cafes. You meet new people.
That is so true. Some of my favorite places in my city are places I found by accident.
Exactly. So if you are ever in a new city, do not be afraid to walk without a plan. Just explore.
And always have your phone with you, just in case.
Yes, always have your phone. Good practical advice, Sophie.
We want to ask you something. Have you ever been to a new city for the first time? How did you feel? Write your answer in the comments.
We love reading your comments, and it is also great practice for your English writing.
Yes, 2 skills in 1.
And that is the end of today's episode. Thank you so much for listening.
Don't forget, the glossary with all the key words is in the description below. It is free and it is there to help you.
See you in the next one.
Bye-bye.